Good morning. You listen to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning, my guest is Sonia Castellano, the new Global Director for Domotex. Sonia, how you doing?
Hi, Kemp. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm good. We're here in Dalton. You've come over here for a board meeting for the Domotex USA show, and you're new to this focus in flooring, right?
Yes, I'm absolutely new.
There was Suzanne Klopproth, who did this for many years, and you've taken her role, and now you're over all of the Domotex shows, which includes the Hanover show, as well as the Shanghai, the USA show, and you have one in Turkey as well, right?
Yeah, we have one big show as well in Turkey, in Gaziantep, which is the hub for the machine-made carpets in Turkey.
So Domotex is a brand owned by Deutsche Messe, and you've actually worked for them for 7 years, right?
Well, I've been working for Deutsche Messe for 7 years. I come from the machine tool business originally, and I joined Deutsche Messe in December 2011, and I started with Hanover Messe. Hanover Messe is maybe the largest product we have at Deutsche Messe. It's a big industrial technology show taking place every year in April in Hanover.
So what brings you over to focus on Domotex?
There was a shift in responsibilities at Deutsche Messe. We have a guy who is leading the revision, and he will be retiring soon, and we needed somebody really brilliant on that position who could do his job. So it should be somebody who's really very crucial, very critical, in a positive way, very critical, and knows the company very well. So the board decided to ask Suzanne Klopproth if she would do it, and she said yes. Okay. So the second question was, who are we going to ask to do the Domotex job? And they asked me because they obviously thought that I would be the best person in the company to do it. I thought about it for 2 nights, and I said, yes, I will take this new challenge. It's an interesting industry, completely different from what I'm doing now, and after 7 years, it's a good time to change the role and to take new challenges.
All right, so we'll miss Suzanne, but it's good to hear that she's been promoted and has a more strategic job with Deutsche Messe. Welcome to the flooring business. Sonia, tell us a little bit about you.
Well, I'm 43 years old. I'm married. I have one child. He's 9 years old. He's really lovely. I like food, but I also like to do workouts, especially. I just recently discovered tennis. I'm a really passionate tennis player. I'm awful, actually, in playing tennis, but I just love it. I speak 5 languages, by the way, because my parents, my mom, she comes from Spain. My father, he came from Italy, and they actually met in Germany, like many people at that time in the early 60s did. So I was born and raised in Germany.
All right. So you're stepping in at a very busy time. The Hanover show is in January, so I'm sure most of the planning was done prior to you taking this role. How are things looking so far for Hanover, and is there anything new this year worth talking about?
Well, yes, when I stepped in, everything was almost finished. We are heading for a very successful Domotex year. Again, we have more than 92,000 square meters sold. We changed the allocation. The floor ground got changed in 2018. For 2019, there won't be big changes except for some fine-tuning and allocating some exhibitors. We will be focusing on our keynote theme, Create and Connect, and we will have this hotspot in Hall 9, Framing Trends, which is dedicated to interior designers, architects, anybody looking for some new inspiration for innovation. We will have the guided tours again with renowned architects and designers. We will have the talks, and we will actually have one new action space. It's a collaboration with some of our exhibitors, and the aim is to demonstrate live on the floor how to professionally install a floor from the screed to the very top layer. May it be a carpet or resilient floor, whatever. And yeah, the attendees can interact themselves and try to lay the floor themselves.
Well, you know, this Domotex show in Germany has been so successful. A lot of people are excited to see a variation of that show come to Atlanta, and the first one of those is in February. Well, the reason that the Germany show, I think, is so successful is because you do bring all of the influencers to the show. Everybody, whether it be interior designers, architects, manufacturers, obviously, distributors, retailers, they all come to the show, and it's got a lot of high energy, and the space there is not one where people show up and show samples of product necessarily, but they show vignettes of the product, and there's 22 different halls it's a massive amount of space, and most of the innovation that comes into the business is timed so that it's introduced in Germany. So I know after 30 years or so, that's what you've been able to create, right?
Yeah. 30 years, 31 to be very exact. As I said, to attract the architects and designers is one of our special goals, as it has been ever since. And we're always trying really hard to find some interesting concepts for them to come to the show, because we know that our exhibitors are keen on seeing those people. But we also focus on the target group in terms of attendees, on the retailers as well, and on the craftsmen, actually, because in Germany, at least, they have quite a big influence because they take the decision what to buy or what not to buy.
So I was asking you what you knew about the flooring business, and I was encouraged to hear that you said carpet at one time was king, and then laminate took over, and then LVT took from that. And you say in Germany and in parts of Europe, carpet's starting to come back because it's cozy. So it'd be interesting to see if we see that happen here. Let's real quick go to the topic of Domotex Atlanta. It's the end of February, and you're down here now to preview the space where it's going to be and check in with the board of advisors to see what decisions need to be made. How will the Atlanta show be different than the German show?
Well, there won't be such a big difference in the product categories. We will show more or less the same product categories in Atlanta than we have in Hanover, but I think the big difference is that Hanover is a very international show. More than 80% of our exhibitors are from abroad, or not German at least. So far, the ratio in Atlanta is different. Rather, 50% of the exhibitors in Atlanta are domestic producers. And that's very nice because we especially see here around Dalton and Atlanta a big potential to establish Domotex USA. We wouldn't have done it if we haven't seen the need for such a show here. You have a lot of big carpet industry and resilient floor industry here, and we absolutely see the need and the potential we have with the Domotex USA based here in Atlanta, which is rather close to the East Coast than to the West Coast.
All right, so as you're saying, that not only are you kind of changing the mix, but strategically you're putting this show near where a lot of the audience is. So far, are you liking what you're seeing? You excited about what's going to happen in February in Atlanta?
Yes, absolutely. Yesterday I went with the team from our subsidiary here in the U.S. We went to the Georgia Congress Center, and I was absolutely amazed because I see that the people here are doing really a great job, really very professional. They think of everything related as well to the U.S. market, because obviously you cannot just pull over a German strategy or a German process to any other market. You always have to respect the certain market conditions. And I see that our people here, Ray, Donna, Ashley, Kelly, all the team are doing a great job. And I'm very, very confident that we will have a very big success here in February.
All right, Sonia, it's great to talk to you, and welcome to the flooring business. Again, been talking to you, Sonia Castellano, the Global Director for Domotex Worldwide, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.